There are only 4 kinds of people in the world: those who have been caregivers, those who are currently caregivers, those who will be caregivers, and those who will need a caregiver. Rosalind Carter. We celebrate caregivers. We listen to and learn from caregivers. We champion the caregivers and offer wisdom and guidance in our new podcast, Care to Listen. We hope you will. In today's episode, Hope, read by caregiver Lori Caparis.
My name is Lori Caparis, and I live in Beaver County, and I'm a family caregiver. My daughter's name is Madison. She's 18 years old and has a diagnosis of Down syndrome. My husband, Tommy, has a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. He recently had a stroke in August of last year and then underwent brain surgery for a brain abscess. Found on magnets, mugs, and mouse pads are these words from the poet Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tunes without the words and never stops at all. In these days and moments, it is easy to focus on all that is missing, on all that is wrong, and upon all that has been revealed to be broken. That's an easy list to create. Do more. Do the hard things of finding the positive, the hope-filled, the possible. List those. Hope is there, present, waiting to take flight as it's grounded in our reality of the current situation, our experiences, a new study, an article, a medical breakthrough, the passage of a new policy. All help to unfurl hope's wings and fuel hope to take flight. It matters. It makes a difference. It gives us buoyancy and a lift to our spirits to have frequent hope checks. Ask your beloved one, what are her hopes? For what do you hope? Next, keep what I call a hope hanger, where you write down the hope and then keep a checklist noting hope's progress until hope unfurls its feathers and takes flight. This exercise is valuable for the present as it makes the hope tangible and months and years after the fact. It is also insightful to look at the process, the steps, the journey taken for the hope to be realized. This in itself affirms our hope. Hope is a power that propels us through the tough times. Hope is a power that wards off wallowing. Hope is the main ingredient of optimism and is best friends with patience. Hope is the color of the green thumb of every gardener. Hope drives the action of placing a bulb in the ground in autumn and waiting for the blooms in spring. Every individual who plants a garden does so fueled by hope that the seeds placed in the muddy ground of April and May will become the lettuce and corn of summer. Every farmer's market is a testimony to hope. A good exercise to undertake with the beloved one in your care is to plant something. Plant a flower or garden. Plant an idea or plant a dream. As you water and tend to the plants in the garden, so to tend to the dream and the concept. As our long winter turns to spring, together observe and note glimmers of hope. Keep track of when the first buds of the trees appear. Note when the daffodils begin to bloom. When do the first kites lift into the sky? Fly your own kite and unfurl your own banners of vibrancy and new beginnings. Listen for the sounds of kids playing baseball in the park and other noises and vibrations of spring. Feel the warm breeze as the windows of the house are open to let in the glorious fresh air. There is a wonderful concept called a rainbow collar. When storms come and pass, it is the individual who scans the sky looking for a rainbow and then calls out, "Look, there's a rainbow." Metaphorically, it is the name of a person who brings you hope, who calls out the possibility in the midst of gloom, who reminds you that blooms will come and buds will burst forth. Do you know any rainbow collars? Perhaps you are one. Make a list of all your personal and family rainbow collars. Acknowledge them. Thank them. Mae Jemison, the first African-American woman in space, entitled her autobiography, "Find Where the Wind Goes," Jameson's book has recently been re-released for such a time as this. She writes of her adventures and how she looked for clues that would help her to get through and continue. This is a powerful reminder for us, too, as we look for where blows the winds, bringing positive change and renewal. At the close of each day, share your hope tracks, moments where you claimed your resiliency and where you found evidence that indeed all will be well. Was it a song you heard? Was it a conversation? Was it a kindness done to you or provided by you? Keep track of all these hope moments and reference them often. Our concluding quote comes from Michelle Obama, who says, "You may not always have a comfortable life, and you will not always be able to solve all of the world's problems at once, but don't ever underestimate the importance you can have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own."
Thank you for joining Care to Listen. Care to Listen was written by Sally Jo Snyder. Each episode is narrated by a unique caregiver. Developed resources reported in this podcast are supported by the National Library of Medicine, National Institutes of Health, under Cooperative Agreement Number UG4LM0-12342 with the University of Pittsburgh Health Sciences Library System. The content is solely the responsibility of the authors and does not necessarily represent the official views of the National Institute of Health.